Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today they have just revealed the new EX10 MaloMyotismon, and I think this card is crazy. I'm really excited for what we can do with it in a toolboxing sense. So we're going to go ahead and read the card here, and then we're going to talk about all the things that immediately come to mind when I think about this card outside of the generic archetype for Myotismon. So this is a level 6 that costs 6 on a level 5 in red, blue, or purple, or 5 on a level 5 with Myotis in name. So from trash on main, by deleting 2 of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Myotismon in their text, play this card with the play cost reduced by 11. The new support seems very much to be setting this card up so that you can play it out for 3, give it rush, and send it in to do its thing. It has on play when digivolving and when attacking. Once per turn, delete 2 other unsuspended Digimon. I think it's great that this is once per turn, because otherwise you'd be able to slap this down for 3 and then attack and delete 4 unsuspended Digimon. So clearly they want to rein that in, but deleting 2 unsuspended Digimon is really good. All turns once per turn, when any of your other Digimon or Tamers are deleted, trash your opponent's top security card and return one of their Digimon with the lowest DP to the bottom of the deck. An excellent effect, I think, and this is actually the effect that I am much more interested in than anything else. But I think that these 2 effects in conjunction kind of set this up to be a really excellent toolbox card. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm thinking about so far with this card. So just to get it out of the way, if you don't know what the Myotismon archetype wants to do, it's really focused around blowing up your own bodies to cheat out a Myotismon one way or another, and this new MaloMyotismon is just kind of the big bad to plop down on the board, and that's why it's really, really good. But if we don't want to just run Myotismon as a deck, what can you do with this archetype? You can see I have a bunch of cards on the board, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it. So the first thing that comes to mind here, the EX8 Myotismon, I know I said we're staying away from Myotismon, but I think this one's kind of an exception to the rule, mostly because this plays mostly with NSO trait cards. So when attacking, you play an NSO trait Digimon card with a play cost of 3 or less from your trash without paying the cost. That's going to be great because we want to set up the extra body so that we can actually make the second half of the MaloMyotismon effect live, where if another one of your Digimon is deleted, you get to trash a security and bottom deck something. The DNA effect is somewhat relevant. You could probably find a way to DNA into both Bautimon, but the one attacking also lets you delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend, so that's another way you can actually trigger the second half of the effect on the MaloMyotismon. You get an unsuspend, you swing in for your check, and then you get to trigger that all turns effect by deleting your other Digimon for the unsuspend, which is just great. It's going to give you a check and a trash security and a bottom deck, so really effective tool in NSO if you just want to play NSO and throw MaloMyotismon in there. We do also have the ability to run MaloMyotismon Ace. I'm considering this a more generic toolbox card because it is a level 5 purple Ace that you can throw in anything, and then it gives you access to a lot of things off of the fact that it exists. So it has blocker on play when digivolving. You play a level 3 purple Digimon or a purple Tamer from trash without paying the cost. Playing the Tamer is great because you can set up the MaloMyotismon Tamer, I believe it's Yukio, or you set up the level 3 to potentially delete in some other way to use with the MaloMyotismon's second effect. So this is a good generic purple way to cram this into a deck, and you have a 5-cost Evo route into the MaloMyotismon and a way to set up a rookie for you to delete for MaloMyotismon shenanigans. In both of these routes, the Myotismon X antibody is extremely relevant. You get the on-play when digivolving and delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. That's kind of less relevant than the on-deletion. If Myotis or X antibody is in this Digimon sources, play a level 6 Digimon card with Myotismon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. You could very easily go either of these two, slap an X antibody underneath it, especially this guy. You could get the attack, play the level 3, and then Evo into the Myotismon X antibody. If it dies on the swing, then you get to play the MaloMyotismon from the trash. You get to pop 2 unsuspended Digimon, and you're basically set up to roll. So of the generic Myotismon options we have, without leaning too heavily into building the whole deck around Myotismon, I think these 3 stand out as some really excellent options here. Now, underneath the Myotismon, we can actually place an EX7 Black Automon. I really like this card, not just for the fact that you trash something to get blocker retail, which can set up some other gross things, like giving this blocker retail, trashing a MaloMyotismon, and then you could swing like your Myotismon X antibody stack, and now you can already have the MaloMyotismon set up. This opponent's turn Inheritable, when any of your opponent's Digimon attack by deleting one of your other Digimon, end that attack. That is a really great Inheritable because the MaloMyotismon's effect is all turns, so if the opponent swings while you have Malo on board and this Inheritable underneath, you just pop that other level 3 Digimon, and now you're trashing your opponent's security and bottom decking a Digimon on their turn, which is nasty. You can also run the BT5 Guilmon with this so that you can steal a memory at the same time. This just enables so much shenanigans and degeneracy in purple just by having this Inheritable together with that MaloMyotismon. This is definitely something that I'm going to be looking at playing with because I think it's so silly. if you want to stay away from the MaloMyotismon level 5s, you can actually, I think the Cerberusmon package is excellent here. You can play a level 3 purple Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost on play, and then when Digivolving, you draw one trash one. If you have Cerberus or X Antibody in your sources, you activate the on play. So basically, as long as you're playing the Cerberus package or X Antibodies, you're going to get that free level 3, and then the when attacking lets you delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend. So again, using that unsuspend trigger to trigger the second half of the MaloMyotismon's effect to trash the security and bottom deck something, this is definitely something viable that could go on top of Black Automon. So now you've actually set up the level 3, the Inheritable, and you have the unsuspend trigger so that you can get tons of value off of that. Really gross, in my opinion. And if you're running Cerberusmon X Antibody, that also opens the path to going Cerberusmon Werewolf mode. If you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know how much I love this card, because it is a purple-blue bridge that does not require trash setup, because when Digivolving, you play a level 3 blue or purple Digimon from your trash, or from one of your Digimon sources without paying the cost. It goes back to your hand at the end of your opponent's next turn, but it still sets up a level 3. It is a purple-blue bridge, and because MaloMyotismon is also blue, that's going to enable more shenanigans, but you can effectively go another blue level 6 top end with this and do some gross things, like going into Hexablaumon. I think this complements MaloMyotismon fantastically. MaloMyotismon with the Black Automon underneath basically punishes your opponent if they come into swing, and then Hexablaumon punishes your opponent by not letting them swing and then bottom decking their tamer. So this is just kind of a gross combination. It's definitely something I'm probably going to try. But having Black Automon, Cerberusmon Werewolf mode, Hexablaumon, MaloMyotismon in a deck, you're just opening up the toolbox to so many gross things that you can combo with this MaloMyotismon. And it's starting to shape up like a really, really fun toolbox deck just on first glance. And now that we're talking about blue cards, I mean, MaloMyotismon is blue, Werewolf mode is blue, Hexablaumon is blue. Well, I just talked about this in my Chaos Galmon video, but hey, Agunimon's here, guys. Like, as we're playing these free level 3s with one of these non-Myotismon packages, and we're having a blue level 5 and a blue level 6, well, now you can also run BT17 Agunimon. You can Digivolve this onto one of your red tamers as if it's a level 3. It won't happen unless we're running a red tamer for some reason, but I don't think we would, probably just the Yu-Gi-Oh! But when Digivolving, if Burning Greymon's in this card's sources, or you have a blue or green Digimon or tamer, you get to warp into the Ancient Greymon for a cost of 3, delete at end of turn. So now, with the Werewolf mode on board, the Hexablaumon on board, or the MaloMyotismon on board, any of your rookies turns into an opportunity to go into Agunimon, and then Agunimon warps you into the Ancient Greymon, which then deletes something. It will be 14k or lower, which isn't the best DP deletion threshold, but it is more than enough, especially when you have so many other deletion thresholds. This is just a nice way to avoid Blastaces, in my opinion. If you can't get in for the swing with MaloMyotis to re-trigger that deleting 2 unsuspended Digimon, you can warp into this, delete something, and then on deletion at the end of the turn, you get to return a tamer and a hybrid from trash to hand, so you get to grab the Agunimon back to set up for the play again, and play a tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. So you can actually play your Yu-Gi-Ohs off of this effect, which sets you up really nicely. I mean, you get so much value out of this. You probably run the Yu-Gi-Oh! And the analog youths together so that you're enabling your MaloMyotismon top end, and then also using the analog youths to maintain tempo, hatch eggs when you do this play, get some memory back so it doesn't exactly cost you 6 each time, and then you can actually set up your rookie for the next turn so you can promote. If MaloMyotismon sticks on board, fantastic. If not, you push up that egg and you're still threatening the Ancient Greymon. Also, this card killing itself at the end of turn while you have MaloMyotismon on board does trigger the MaloMyotismon's all turns effect. Another one of your Digimon is deleted, so you get to trash the security on top of doing this. It's just a lot of value, and I really, really love when all these pieces start to come together to form a fantastic value synergy, and I'm really glad they gave us another purple-blue top end that we can play with to enable these warp plays, because I'm having so much fun with this Agunimon Ancient Greymon warp play, but that's just where my head's at with the new MaloMyotismon. I know there's tons of, like, specifically in archetype things that are enabled. I know we didn't talk about it in this video, but we will probably talk about it at some point, because there will be a deck profile for MaloMyotismon, but I do also need to add that aside from all the things that we've talked about, you can run this in Galaxy. It is blue, it is purple, and it is red. So whatever flavor of Galaxy you decide you want to play, we have a way to get into MaloMyotis in each of those colors. And it does exactly what it does with the hybrid package just as effectively in any of those Galaxy packages, enabling you to trash security, pop unsuspended targets, and then bottom deck cards. So needless to say, the flexibility here is pretty unmatched. That's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to talk about all these toolboxy things that I find so interesting. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're excited for this card. EX10 looks like tons of fun. Have a great day.
Thank you to our channel members for supporting this channel. It's people like Langlong, Big Z11, Coffee Deus, and DigiDane who make videos like this possible.